Shokun! Welcome to Igor's Dojo, the training ground for honing your Japanese language skills. In our second Dojo Drill video, we will focus on the particles mo and no, the first of which is the particle of inclusion as well as of addition, while the second particle no is the particle of ownership and it has attributive functions. Once again, here is the brief summary of the particles in question and how they appear in a sentence carrying out their main functions. As you can see, the particle mo is used mainly to mark an addition or to include something, being equivalent to the English to, also, and as well, while also maintaining the even meaning most commonly used when you want to say, for example, that someone can do something or that he cannot do something, or when you want to say that someone can come somewhere or not. There is also the important negation reinforcement category of mo that forms words such as nothing, nanimo, or nobody, daremo, only to name a few. In comparison with mo, the usage of no is simpler in some aspects because it marks ownership and possession, being equivalent to the English apostrophe s in student's book and to the English of as in the University of Paris. Its attributive functions encompass the material out of which something is made, like we have seen in the previous video. I will put a link to it below and up in the card in case you have missed it, but also it has more traditional attributive functions as we will see in this video. Now, here is the customary vocabulary overview section with all the words listed that I will be using in the example sentences for you to practice. Once again, you are free to either pause the video here to study them or to return once the video is over for future practice. As you can see, this is the first part. And here is the second part of the vocabulary for you to examine for any words that you might not understand or the ones you need to practice more. I will give you another minute or so before moving on. Now, are you ready? Have you reviewed all the words? All right. Here we go. Before proceeding to the first drill set, I will repeat the best method for using this video, or in a sense, the rules, kisoku, of the video in case you have forgotten it or that we have some new visitors to our dojo that have not passed the first dojo drill video, that haven't seen it. During each set, I will read the sentences aloud, first time normally and the second time a bit slower. After all the sentences have been read twice, I will read the entire list again. Your task in this video is to correctly translate the sentences and guess the main usage of the particles, except in the drill set where no and mo are combined. Here you only need to translate the sentences correctly. Of course, you can pause the video to translate them. That is something that I wholeheartedly recommend. Or you can translate them as I read them aloud if you are super confident in your translation skills and in your knowledge. Now, all that remains to me is to wish you luck before we move on to our first drill set, mo. And like I said, this is the first drill set, mo, and I will begin reading the first sentence. 今日は本も買います。今日は本も買います。The second sentence. 山田さんもこの雑誌が読めます。山田さんもこの雑誌が読めます。The third sentence. この本棚にロシアの作家もあります。この本棚にロシアの作家もあります。The fourth. 長崎市のチームもその競争に入る。長崎市のチームもその競争に入る。 小林さんのパーティーに誰も来なかった。小林さんのパーティーに誰も来なかった。田中さんの答えも正しいです。田中さんの答えも正しいです。The seventh. 樋口さんもこの問題が解けました。樋口さんもこの問題が解けました。And the final eighth. 子供たちもこの授業に参加できます。子供たちもこの授業に参加できます。And now the whole list again. 今日は本も買います。山田さんもこの雑誌が読めます。この本棚にロシアのサッカーもあります。長崎市のチームもその競争に入る。小林さんのパーティーに誰も来なかった。田中さんの答えも正しいです。樋口さんもこの問題が解けました。子供たちもこの授業に参加できます。And here are the translations. Today I will buy a book too. Or today I will also buy a book. This is the addition, inclusion, marking. In case of more, multiple translations are allowed, and as you can see, both are correct. The second, even Mr. Yamada can read this magazine, even marking. There are Russian authors too on this bookshelf. Addition, inclusion, marking. The team from the Nagasaki city will also enter this tournament. Addition, inclusion, marking. Nobody came to Kobayashi's party. Negation, reinforcement. Tanaka's answer is correct too. Tanaka's answer is also correct. Addition, inclusion, marking. Even Mr. Higuchi could solve this problem. Even marking. And once again, even children can take a part in this class. Even marking. And now we are moving on to the second drill set with the particle no. The first sentence. 私の自動車はとても速いですが、小林の自動車は本当に遅いです。私の自動車はとても速いですが、小林の自動車は本当に遅いです。The second sentence. 東京で大勢の土方は鋼鉄の橋を建てます。東京で大勢の土方は鋼鉄の橋を建てます。The third sentence. 仙台のお寺は国際的な雑誌に出た。仙台のお寺は国際的な雑誌に出た。The fourth sentence. 守衛は守衛室から大勢のカメラで銀行を守ります。守衛は守衛室から大勢のカメラで銀行を守ります。And the fifth sentence. この美術館で大理石の像を表します。この美術館で大理石の像を表します。And here we have the translations. The first sentence, my car is very fast, but Kobayashi's car is really slow. We have here the ownership or possession marking. The second, in Tokyo, many construction workers are building a steel bridge. Attributive functions marking. In the third sentence, Sendai's temples appear in an international magazine. Ownership possession marking. The fourth, the security guard protects the bank from the security room with many cameras. Attributive functions. And the fifth, I will reveal marble statues in this art museum. Once again, attributive function marking. Now we are moving on to the final drill set, the combination of mo and no in sentences. And once again, you only need to translate the sentences here correctly. You don't need to determine the function of the particles here. The first sentence, 私も地元の工場で古い車を解体します。私も地元の工場で古い車を解体します。The second, 吉田さんの小説も有名になりました。吉田さんの小説も有名になりました。The third sentence, 小林さんの会社は飛行機もスピードボートも作ります。小林さんの会社は飛行機もスピードボートも作ります。私のアパートも岡山建設の土方は改造をしています。私のアパートも岡山建設の土方は改造をしています。And the fifth sentence, ナオミちゃんのレストランで私も誕生日のパーティーをします。ナオミちゃんのレストランで私も誕生日のパーティーをします。And now the whole list. 私も地元の工場で古い車を解体します。吉田さんの小説も有名になりました。小林さんの会社は飛行機もスピードボートも作ります。私のアパートも岡山建設の土方は改造をしています。ナオミちゃんのレストランで私も誕生日のパーティーをします。And here are the final translations. The first sentence, I'm also dismantling old cars at the local factory. The second, Mr. Yoshida's novel also became popular. Mr. Kobayashi's company produces both airplanes and speedboats. The fourth, the construction workers from the Okayama construction are also remodeling my apartment. And the fifth, I too will hold my birthday party at Naomi's restaurant. お疲れ様でした, my dear Shokun. We have finished another drill particle video meant to help you master the usage of the particles no and mo. I hope that you have had fun during this exercise and that you have enjoyed it. Like always, you can find the links below to all the relevant videos as well as the first Dojo Drill video that I will be putting on the screen, also in case you have missed it. Dear Shokun, thanks again for watching and I hope to see you next time in the dojo. Sayonara!